Hello, all. Welcome back to Melon and Madam. Before we get started, don't forget to do the famous stuff. The famous homie. No, this is not about him. It's actually do the real stuff. I don't know how that happened. That just happened. That must have been God. No, don't forget to subscribe and make sure that you like and share this page. And then I will have the co-host introduce himself.
What up, y'all? We back for another week. The famous homie is in our building for another episode of Melon and Madam. I don't know what we about to talk about tonight, but I'm ready to talk because I have had some fucking day, life, week, everything. Let's get it.
So let's start with the bullshit first. So, you know, uh, so I received my first comment today that was rude, and it was unnecessary, and I was so surprised at how I responded. So, it's one of my clips on YouTube. From YouTube is on Facebook. And from that clip, I'm doing my makeup, but it's a clip and it's of me doing the concealer part of my eyes. And so, oh, Jesus, 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 Jesus. To me, it wasn't even that bad, but it's the point. Because tonight's topic is about Black single fathers and in continuing with Father's Day, like paying homage to Black men. And my first comment that was unnecessary was from a Black man. He was like, "Yeah, that doesn't look good at all."
Damn.
It's concealer. I wasn't even done. Like,
Right.
I
You don't know
cannot.
the process of putting makeup on you, dumbass.
Come
You can
on.
tell you don't get no Gucci.
I mean, really. So y'all know, in full Aquarius, full HR, PM, A-type personality mode, I went straight to his page and was like, "Your whole family don't seem like it's done." But that's just my business. That's how I feel. But I didn't go there. I
His family
didn't.
is unfinished.
All I did was said the feeling is mutual. And I said, "Thank you." My first unnecessary compliment or my first unnecessary comment was from a Black man. I'll cherish this forever. Thank you.
Damn.
I can't. I can't, brother.
Y'all niggas gotta do better. For real.
I mean, really.
Why do you want to go out your way? Because it really is not necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see a funny clip or some shit happen and you want to comment on it, or somebody
Right.
fall on their ass. Even if they okay, that's pretty funny. You're in the moment or something like that. But you got to go out your way to make a negative comment like that ain't necessary, man. Like, what the fuck for? Like, why? What's the
And
why?
brother, the clip was on the protection of women and us not feeling protected.
And he goes against the grain. He goes against the grain.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, like what is wrong with people?" But I was really surprised that child, I didn't care. I didn't care at all. But it just was like, wow, it's a mess. I just don't understand. And then you have men that say things like, "Y'all don't ever," or "You don't," these things. And I actually do, a lot. No, dad, single parent, like all the things that you say these type of women do these things, educated, still don't put men down. That has nothing to do with my home other than to be a partner and help provide. I'm everything opposite of what gets said. And it didn't even matter. Plus I'm married, so I'm not looking for anybody. So I don't understand. So anyway, but this is about single fathers, because I think they don't get enough. A lot more out there. And y'all, this internet, I swear, for the last three shows, it's been doing the same thing. And I try to pay attention to when it stops and catch it. And apparently I have a delay. So I'm really sorry. I have business, all of that. I don't know what to do about the internet. I bought a little thing to plug in though, but it's on both sides, so I'm not sure. So I apologize. But they don't get enough recognition. I also feel like there are more single fathers than it is acknowledged. It's almost up there um, with single mothers, because you have to think single mothers and single fathers isn't just because one of the parents isn't good. It could be because one passed. It could be it's other things, not just
Not
the
just that.
voluntary. It's not that. And there are some people, just like surrogate mothers, that want the baby, but they don't want a relationship. There are dads that do that too. My point to this is that there are men that instantaneously will lay down their life for their child too. It's not just a mom, and there's not enough support in that space. And then the second part is the support piece, in that it's almost like if it's a single dad, it's like, well, that's what he was supposed to do. And then if it's a single mom, it's, oh my gosh, we have to help her. Rallying around fathers, and it's a little bit of shaming. Like if they need Section 8, food stamps, child support, any of those things is shaming. And if it's truly for the kid, then how is it shaming?
Right.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I invited two people who have experience in being single fathers. Hopefully one
Couldn't hear that last part because it cut out.
I said we invited two. Hope one said he will try to show up. The other one, he gonna get a ticket to hell in a minute.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. So tell us what the best part of being a single dad is for you.
Ooh, that's a great question. The best part. I would say the best part is, everyone's situation is different, but the way I parent and how I parent, the amount of love and respect I receive from my children, that's probably the best part. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, your children look at you in a certain light, and that's the best part. They see me in a good light. They see me as a superhero. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the best absolute part. Being that I've watched single mothers around me my whole life do this, and becoming a single parent, single father, myself over the past 6 years or so. But I've come to see that when you're responsible for everything, you know what I mean? When the kid has to look at you and say, okay, it's him. I have to rely on him for everything. And then you're able to actually do it and pull through and make everything happen. I think that's like the best part, seeing that you can be that for your kids, and you can be there for them like that. I think that's probably the best part.
I love it. I love it. So first, the comments ain't even coming through. I can see them in one space, but not in another. I don't know what's going on. Let's say a prayer real quick. Dear Jesus, please let us honor these single Black fathers, because guess what? They don't get it enough. And we're going to need to deliver this whole message with the comments and everything. And I paid my bill in Jesus' name. Amen. I can't, because Daddy is leaving a comment, and I can see it. Baby Jesus, amen. I can see that one, but I can't see the one before. So thank you, sister. I saw your compliment. Child, listen, I don't see how y'all do all of this here, all the way down here. I just almost got damn carpal tunnel trying to come this. That's what made me. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. But back to the topic. That is amazing. I love it. That is that's what the role of the father is in a man. It's like it makes them feel safe. Nothing could happen to them. My daddy gonna take care of it. My daddy gonna fix it. That's what, to me, a protector is. A protector doesn't mean that you out there in drive-bys, like
Right.
and
Misperception.
starting shit and showing them if I start some shit. Like, no, it's not like on what was that? The dating show, the worst, the movie, and she went to the movies with her boyfriend and started a fight with the dude in front of her, and was
Yeah.
like, "My boyfriend will pummel you." Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's that they could sleep at night. It's that they know that they're safe when they go out. It's that they know dad will make good decisions that will take care of the family. Nobody will be left behind. If a flood or something like that happened today, you could carry all of them.
Right. Right.
And that's how they should feel, because that's the role of the male in the home. So I think it's amazing. Um, I think that it's amazing that all of your children are good children. I think the way that you parent is amazing because you follow the traditional steps along with new stuff. So not letting the girls wear makeup too young, letting them know that they're beautiful without looking like hoochie, but letting them be girly.
Right.
Um, all of those, you're paying attention to your kids. I'll just
Yes.
say that. You're paying
Absolutely.
attention to your kids. You know, when your kids talk to you and say different things because you had in your mind what you wanted, when they stepped up and said, "But dad, you listened."
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that's extremely important. Extremely important. I'll just leave it at that because the
Yes.
rest isn't needed. Um, right? Uh, we learn how to talk. We're learning.
We learn. We
We're
learn.
what is something in each of them that is different that you see that's a part of you?
Ooh, that's crazy. Okay. Okay. So
Mhm.
my oldest child, she's more of a. She has a strong. When she's set on something like myself, she has her mind set on what she wants to do, and no one can tell her that she can't do it. No one can tell. It don't matter. It don't matter if I say, "Oh, that's a bad idea," or you. That don't matter, and that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? She has that strong will, and the good side of it though. She has the good side of it though, because she's smart and she's wise because I put wisdom in her. So she'll do better than me, even better than me, because she has the wisdom at that age, and she has that headstrong mentality. Of I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? So she likes to be her. She's herself unapologetically as well. So that she takes that from me um, in her logic as well. The middle child, she's more of the caring side of me. She's very my brainiac. She has the same brain as me times three. Um, she's very, very caring. You know what I'm saying? I could come home late working, throughout the years. Come home late working throughout the night and fall asleep on the couch at 2 a.m. with nothing on and it's cold. And I wake up, I got a pillow under my head, I got a blanket on top of me, I got some coffee next to me. She does that. She's been doing that ever since she was, young, ever since we've been, single father, single kids, shit type shit. So she's more of
Ever
the
since you
caring.
started your healthy family.
Yes, ever since she started. she's she's definitely got that side of me going. Along, yeah, the brain and the logic, not the logic, but the brain and the things that she talks about. Like it just reminds me of myself all over again. She's so tapped in to what's going on right now, and it's just amazing. Her work ethic too. Both of my girls work. They both have got jobs. They work at Top Golf or whatnot. But and my son, he has my advanced brain too, and he's very, very curious. And he has he's a sweet. He's like how I'm sweet as a grown man, he's like that as a kid. Everyone loves him. You know,
Mhm.
he don't have enemies. You know, everyone likes him to be around. He's nice. He's courteous. He's a gentleman. You know, he opens doors for women. He carries a bag if they see the bags is too heavy. You know, he does that type of stuff. So, you know, he's very caring as well. He's very caring and he's very determined. So all of them are kind of similar but different in their own way, and they all have like a huge part of me. And I every day wake up and I see that, and I just be just amazed. I sometimes just watch them, and they be like, "What are you looking at?" I'm like, "You have no idea. You got to look at it from your parents' eyes, and you know what I'm looking at." You know what I'm saying? So
I
that's
think that's dope as hell. So a fun fact about our family is we have like 10 birthdays in August, but Ron, his junior, and Sky, their birthdays are back to back.
that's
So
crazy, ain't it?
that's crazy.
That's
And
crazy.
then my other brother's birthday is the next week, and his birthday and my nephew's birthday is back to back. And then the next week is my mom's birthday, and her birthday, and my cousin's birthday, and my uncle's birthday is back to back. So we have all those birthdays in August, but at the same time. So
I'm about to add something to you. I'm about to add something to you. Isaiah is a 13.
that's why, yeah, my brother.
Um,
So Shaman is the 12th, he's the 13th.
right. And
And
then
then,
Rocket's boy is 11, the 11.
shut up.
Yes, Rocket's boy is the 11. And Shelton is the 18th.
The 18th is mom. That's crazy.
Hey,
So for the
hey,
first 3 weeks of August,
it's booked up. The first 3 weeks of August is done.
yeah,
It's done.
at the beginning of the year, we just marked out August and another month, but August is like off the calendar. It's not on. It ain't no way we could squeeze nothing in like at all. So yeah, that's how the birthdays are in our family. So it is super crazy. Um, Especially with him and I, because our families knew each other before we were born, and then his elder sister and I met, and we immediately became best friends after we almost fought over the tetherball court, and been best friends and sisters ever since. Literally, not a day missed. So that is how we are family. But we were family before we was family and didn't know we was family.
Didn't have no
Um,
choice.
None. And then our families just line up like that. So it's those kind of things that are divine intervention is what it's called. It was going to happen anyway.
Regardless.
Period. So my question for that is, with things that are going to happen anyway, do you feel like the mother of your children was just the vessel and you were intended to be no, I don't want to, that you were intended to be the parent?
Honestly, I kind of think about that a lot in the way things played out.
Mhm.
Probably, you know, I was having this conversation the other day, you know, and I was saying that, you know, a lot of us when we're young like that, you know, we have to take accountability a little bit. I know there's trauma, there's all this other stuff, but I felt that, you know, I saw signs when I was younger, and I make the choice to ignore the signs, maybe being too arrogant to think I can maybe change her or fix her, or
No, I
you
wouldn't
know,
call it arrogant.
you
I'm not
know,
going to let my brother take that ownership.
you know, or
I know
you know
what
what I
you
mean. You know
mean.
what I'm trying to say. You know,
Yes,
thinking that
I do.
you know sticking it out, and but I saw signs even in between kids. Like you know, I probably could have said that after the first one that maybe she wouldn't be the best, you know, co-parent or wife or whatever the case may be. I saw those signs and I chose to proceed. So, um, you know, she was very young and was really uninterested in being a mom like that, even though we were having kids. So, you know, it just took years and years for us to finally part ways, and me to be. I probably would have been in this position, you know, 5 or 6 years before it happened if I would have acted, but I did not act. So I think I probably was meant to be that. I had, as you know, had a great mother, um, a father that taught me a lot. So I was kind of prepared and equipped. You know, our older sisters had kids, You know, Gina, Mika had kids young, and I kind of helped with their children, changing diapers, and you know, I had experience, so I was equipped for this father shit. I probably started younger than I should have, but I was prepared to do it. I was prepared to be, and I'm analytical. So, you know, I know my parents weren't perfect. I look at some of the things that they did not do right, or maybe they should have did or should have did, and I take that and I apply it towards mine. And I'm sure I'm making some mistakes too, but I can consciously corrected the things that I thought that they shouldn't have been doing. So, you know, I think I probably was, to answer your question, meant to be, you know, the main one, the main parent, the one that's doing the heavy lifting because of what I can bring in that area. Like, I take it very serious. It's my parents and over everything. I'll be single forever if a woman has a problem with me being a father first. I will never have a woman. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's always gonna be the kids first. I don't give a fuck. If you can't realize that I'm a father first and I'm here for mine first, and what matters to them first, if they don't like you, you're gone. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Because your kids don't not like somebody.
Exactly.
Let's stop right there. He can say that
Right.
because my nieces and nephew are. He just talked about how they are. If they didn't like somebody, all of us would turn around like,
right.
Come tell me why. What happened?
Exactly. That part. And that's why I say that. If they don't like, they're good kids, you know, they're respectful, they're all that. So if you guys aren't vibing, if you aren't meshing, then we just can't be together. Or I'll wait till they get grown. But it's always them first. It's always gonna be the kids first. It's always, and that will never change. So yeah, I probably was meant for this.
So let me tell you why he can also say that. So we were raised in that our parents didn't know each other, but once we became a family, they became a family with us. My mom could literally call their household and ask Granny, which was his mom, if Papa could help with things. Order, ladies, pick it up. Okay. So the respect was there backwards and forwards. Last week was KB's birthday, and in the middle of braiding her hair, I get a message that said something happened to my nephew. It was nothing for me. I was on my way.
Nothing.
My kids come first. That's all of us. We're like that, point blank, period. Here's why. We raise them to know their motherfucking place. Yes. When I said at an incident, I need to go. I know I'm braiding your hair. It's okay, TT. Do you want to go with me or do you want to stay? That was the only questions that needed to be asked. It wasn't about her hair first. You get what I'm saying? So we raised them to trust their decisions. And if there is something, what did I say? We have a question first. We're not just going to go in on another adult because it may be a misunderstanding where we have an opportunity to teach them because it may be somebody that does something different. So we just got, if we can teach them, we use opportunities to teach. All of us are different, but all of us are the same. Right. In fact, all of our core values are the same, but we're all different. And they know that about us, but they know we all going to be there for them. And that's all that matters the most. Right. And I stayed until I got the message that said my nephew was okay.
Yes. Yes.
That matters. Your village has to be there. I have flown back home and got on a plane. I have gotten in a car, got a call around this time, gotten in a car and been somewhere by the morning. All of us that's what put your kids first means, because they didn't ask to be here. So even if you're married, while your kids is here, there's certain things they do come first, but a logical adult will know that that's what applies. There's been my stepson. Now, I don't talk to the mom like that, but I talked to her enough at this point. No, I actually didn't at this point. My stepson hurt himself. They didn't get him no medicine, and I flipped the hell out. When my husband came in and was like, they didn't get him. What do you mean they didn't get him medicine? And I was like, I will take it. I know she don't like me. Just tell her to come downstairs. The kids come first. That's what shit like that means. I didn't care if you like me. I didn't ask if you like me. I don't like you either. But what matters is that's what that means. Some of y'all don't know how to push it to the side so you can raise your kids, and your kids is not being raised because you're too busy fucking up each other's life, but you don't care about each other. I'm just saying, That was
You know
needed
what?
because my brother is very strong in what he says. He's not dating nobody if they don't deal with my nieces and nephew. But he has the right to say that. He's not just saying it disrespectfully,
Right,
you know. And it's reasons why he could say these things. I'm
right.
just saying.
See,
Hmm.
and to add to your point, sis, to add to your point about the ability to put shit aside and the kids come first. So even that day, me and his mom ain't on the same page or whatever. We don't, I don't really care for her like that because of what, not because of anything she did to me, but because of how she is towards them. But when my son collapsed, you know what I'm saying? I definitely did the courtesy of calling her and letting her know, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because I know he will want me to. So I'm putting my bullshit aside, like my
Absolutely.
feelings, and like I know my son will want. Let me give this mom the opportunity to show up because I know that's what my son will want. I had to put the bullshit aside, and to your point, that's where the kids come first.
What did that take from you?
Nothing.
Because you loved your son more, and she's a human.
Right.
Good or bad parent, I think that sometimes you have to acknowledge that this wasn't the right person. So, in a sense, you knew that there was a gamble, the same way that women are told, well, yeah, but you gamble with love. You don't know how it's going to turn out. And if we didn't give each other chances, we wouldn't know. But at the end, the most important part is when you can reflect and take accountability and say, okay, I could see where I at least knew it was a gamble, right? Because if it turns out great, then you walking around like I stayed in there, I hung in there. When it don't, you be like, that nigga ain't shit, fuck that bitch. No, that's when you say, I gambled on love. It didn't work out.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? But I feel like men don't get enough credit because all of the single fathers that I know don't talk about the baby mamas.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
all of the ones I know, the baby mamas, I can't see none of them. I'm just being very honest. Me as the sister, the niece, the cousin, I don't forgive. And that's what they mean when they say don't tell your family everything. For
Yes.
that, I don't forgive. But everybody knows if it got to do, it ain't even because of him. It's because of the kids.
Right.
He's
Exactly.
second, but the kids first. How dare you? Because you could have still did it different.
Right.
You could still did it different.
That
I'm
part right.
just saying. I just,
To your
but
point, like for us, it ain't no reason for me to keep talking about her because it ain't gonna do anything. Like, what is
that
it gonna
part.
do? Me giving it that energy, we all know what it is already. So why should I keep talking? I don't have no reason to talk about her. I talk about her only when my children if they want to have a conversation about her. If they come to me, I'm supposed to be there for that. So I can have a conversation with them about her, or if her name comes up within the household. But just to go around, I don't. There's no reason. She's not relevant to my current life. Like I don't, what I'm saying, I don't need to give that energy. So that's the reason why we don't like.
Because you don't care.
I don't give a shit. I don't
If
give a
you
like.
truly don't care, and you have, I don't know, I don't now roll with me on this. I know this might sound crazy to some people. I know this might sound crazy. Y'all ready?
Yep.
If a man is a natural protector, is never a time that a man can also say, what you are doing is not right for my children. So, no, you can't talk to them until you get your shit together. No, you can't knock on my door until you get your shit together. If you come near my kids, is that not right? Because most men, if they step up and said something, these bitches wouldn't be running your household.
Exactly. That part.
Ah,
Exactly.
yeah. Because a woman will do it in a minute. A woman will be in a house completely married over, screwing other people, and sometimes doing strange things for change all at one time, and still tell you can't see your child
Right.
and who you can't have in your house, your own wife. And men be out there, oh, well, I gotta, well, they said, wait, what? How?
Wow.
But in a
Wait.
situation where you should, you don't. You cannot put your kid, that's a part of protecting your kids, is that if you need to keep them from the parent that's not doing the right thing, you're not saying forever, but you're saying, if this is what you're doing, I can't allow you to do that to them, because there one day, if you're the one to act like you don't have no sense and I'm the one that got it, who you think they're going to look at later on and blame? Me, because if I have the sense, why didn't I stop it?
Right.
They're going to look at the parent that should have protected every time.
Every time. Every single time.
That's why a lot of these men is mad at their mothers, because they're looking at their mothers like, Mom, I stayed in a household with you. I saw Daddy coming over screwing you, but he wasn't taking care of me. You opened that door.
Facts.
I'm just paying.
And it fucks them up mentally.
Because how come you good enough, but I'm not? And why would you let him? This the man I thought he was no good. He ain't shit. I remind you of my daddy. My daddy ain't shit. But that ain't what you was saying when you was just banging your grits. So
right, exactly.
Thought you wasn't dealing with him.
Right.
When he want to come get me, you play games and I can't go and all this other, or he can't come get me. But you also know that means I can't go. So at time I could have spent with my dad, I can't.
Right.
You could do it when you want to. So you was playing games.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be held accountable. And the first thing a mother when it says is, I have the right to protect. Girl, that don't have nothing to do with that. Don't do that.
Don't
do that.
Don't do it.
Rose says she loves that. I know she's saying it to you about calling the hospital. I'm telling you, the comments is not coming through, but I could see them on the other app. So I'll just read them out loud. So Rose said, I love that. It's something wrong with me. It really is. It really is. I try to focus on the Lord. I do. It makes me a better person. So, have you ever had a friend that did not take care of their children? And if so, how did it make you feel?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And it's kind of uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of course you love your friend, you love him, especially if you have been friends with this person, man or woman, for the better part of your life, 25, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? You care about them. You know what I'm saying? But you care about their kids too. So if you're watching them not do what they have to do for their kids, it hurts, because you care about their kids, and you develop relationships with their moms or fathers over the years, whoever it is, and you see it firsthand, and it's just like, it breaks your heart, because I don't want to have somebody that I love acting that way, and I don't support it. So of course, with men and women at our age, 30, 38, 39, 40, 41 and up or whatnot, a lot of people are stuck in their ways. So you have a conversation with them, they don't listen. At that point, ain't nothing you could do to force them to be a mother or a father. What you can do is step in and do what you can do for that child. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not breaking your neck or breaking your back. I could be the best uncle. I could be the best uncle that I can be. And it may not consist of taking them to Disneyland every month or doing anything like that, but I can be there for those children in a certain way. So it breaks my heart for them to not have him or her, but also the fact that I'm here and I could be that and I could step in. I feel blessed to be able to. In the situation that I'm talking about, I have access to these kids. So a lot of these kids, I've been around a lot of their life.
A lot of times a woman will let you.
Yes. I've been a big influence on them, because they see how I move. So I meet them and they see how I am with mine. They see I'm a dad and I do. So that of course they're like, yes, of course, who wouldn't want a man? I'm not trying to say I'm so great, but who wouldn't want a man like that in your children's life? So I've seen a lot of kids grow up, and I have my own relationships with a lot of these kids. And I feel good that I'm able to be there for them in that way, in their mother or father's absence.
I found the thing that I bought to put in the wall so the internet would be better. I've been using it as a footstool. I'm trying to. Oh my God! I've been waiting for this, y'all. Oh my gosh! This is why we just having a conversation in my living room. Well, technically we in the office, but oh my gosh!
You found it. She got it. She got it, y'all. She was had her foot on it. It was like a ottoman or some shit.
I'm sure I was using it as a footstool. Jesus. Um. Okay. So being a part of a village is really important, and that's how I kind of made my post for Father's Day, because for Mother's Day we become elaborate in the way that we should, because women, Black women, are Mother Earth, but the Black man, you couldn't be Mother Earth without him. We need each other. You can't. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Who cares? We need both of them. So it's just equally as important. So I actually named all of those things because um, I, well, Papa don't like it when I say this, because even when I told him that one of my dads um, passed, he was like, "Well, he was never your dad anyway. I'm your dad." So I know that what he is saying, but I did not have my own um, father, but that matters. You know, my uncles they were 10 when I was born. They're not much older than me. So I'm kind of my age, kind of everybody was away when I needed them to not be away. And they weren't at the age that they could be the Titi that I am today, which is why I am the Titi that I am today. Those things are important. So men that are uncles, and if your brother acting a fool, when did that stop you from being an uncle? If your cousin is acting a fool, when did that stop you from being a cousin? If if your son is acting a fool, when did that, and not claiming the kid, all these things that happen, when did it stop everybody else from doing what they're supposed to be doing? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna look at you too. And I believe God is gonna, because
Bingo.
that's your family. That's blood of your blood, flesh of your flesh. So you're gonna be held accountable for that. But you out here in these streets with these women where it's cute, where you could put it on social media, where you can get an award for philanthropy and all of these things. But what about your own home?
Sis, it's you bring up a crazy fine point in all these situations. So like you said, being part of a village, I have my own three responsibility, that I have my own, but I'm also an uncle. I'm also somebody that can help other children too, who don't have fathers, or who are lacking in any way that I can help. I'm there. And the reason why I've chosen to be this way is because growing up, of course, the story, mom's passing at 15, and her sister. I had three uncles. And only one, rest in peace, Uncle Cecil, Uncle Butchie. He's the only really one that, he did what he could. He showed a nigga how to get a job. That's what I can say. I learned something from him. But my other two uncles were non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Like, just weren't there. Just didn't.
And close too.
Yeah, I'm your sister's baby, and you just
And
weren't
you're right
there.
here. You're not far away.
You're in California. You live 20-30 minutes away from me. You live in the
Right.
same vicinity, and you're not there. And I knew how I felt as a kid, needing your aunties and uncles after your mom passed away to be there, so you could have a kind of a feeling. You could feel your mom still. Your siblings, you could feel your mom still through your siblings.
Yes.
When you guys disappear and don't be there and just forget about a nigga because of the beef you got with my dad, I was like, I will never be like that. I grew up and said, I will never be like that. The very first, I had my niece before when I was in 7th grade or 6th grade. And then when Gina started having her kids, I said, I'm going to be the best motherfucking uncle ever. I cannot wait till her kids get here so I can go ahead and be the best uncle. And I thrive on that. Hence the reason why my nephews and I, we have a very, very, very close relationship. And they have a very, very, very great honor and respect for me. So it's like, because I put in the time with them, I put in the time with those boys. I was part of the village. My sister needed me, and I said, I'm there, sis. I got you. Mom's is gone. I'm gonna go ahead and step in and do what I gotta do to help you out.
I think that's amazing. I think that money is needed to live. We all want to be, I don't, we want to be wealthy. Wealth means that the money that I make can provide security. It can provide a life. It can provide opportunities, because in order for each generation to get needed, that way, um, Sky and Kier, they don't need none of my god kids, none of my nieces and nephews. If I could help it, they're not going to have to worry about college, because I found out how to find ways to do things, how to contribute if I need to. I started a whole damn nonprofit. I'm making changes that, is it easy? It's not. Is it's not. It's very hard. I have quit every day, but I've also been charged every day. So you just learn to accept life is not about you. It's about what you can do, and it's about what you can get out of it, because you can get things that make you feel good. But it doesn't come from material stuff. That's momentary. But knowing that the kids around me feel protected, loved, all of those things, that's where the value comes from.
Yes.
It does. Because you can't buy that. You can't um, make anybody believe that. It's not a social media post. It's not any of those things. It takes the it takes your time. It takes all of those things, and people are not stuck in their ways. People are selfish.
Mm.
People, they're selfish. They
Yeah.
are self-centered. They are materialistic. Um, they covet the wrong things. They are lazy.
Right.
They are all of those things. Because to stay stuck in your ways, that's too easy. Because it's a different reason why they're not doing it. And I'm going to go ahead and let you know what I think your reason is, if I see it in you. Because if I love you, I want you to be better, right?
Right.
So I'm going to tell you the truth, even if you don't like it. The same way I had to hear some truths that I wouldn't say I didn't like them. Nobody likes to hear them, but they didn't offend me. I'll tell you that,
Right.
because I already knew a lot of them. Like, you're right, but I didn't know it was that bad. All right, I'll fix it. You already know.
Right.
You already know. You just may not know it's as bad. But what I can tell you do know is that you're not showing up for your kids.
Right.
You know that. That's the black and white. Either you're there or you're not.
Right.
And they don't have time for no excuses, like, at all. But they accept reasons. Kids are very forgiving.
Very.
Kids are very, very forgiving. If
Yeah.
you always show up and then you can't for some reason, like you said about your daughter, she checking on you because she's like, something is needed here.
Mhm.
They know you better than you know yourself sometimes.
Right. Yep.
And I
Because
think that's amazing.
they watching your every move, and that's another thing you got to realize as a father, as a mother, as a parent. Period. You know, they're watching your every single move, so you got to really be precise with your movements. You can't. But I gotta be intentional with your movements. You know what I'm saying? Like they watching, like you said. Sometimes they know you better than you know yourself. They know that if you come on the couch and you gonna probably fall asleep, so he ain't gonna have no blanket. He gonna be cold. He gonna be shivering throughout the night. He ain't gonna sleep well. So let me go give him this pillow. Let me go get this blanket so he can have a good night's sleep. And he gonna wake up 8 hours later refreshed instead of tossing and turning throughout the night because he half sleep and he cold. Sometimes they know us better than we know ourselves. They know we gonna forget some shit. Oh, okay, let me put his wallet right here, so he won't leave the house with his wallet.
Right.
Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, to your point. You know.
Right. And that teaches them how to be a part of a village too, and how to be a contributor, and how not to only think of themselves. There's lessons in every single thing, even watching your siblings. Just have them watch them sometimes, not as in raising your kids, but have them watch them sometimes, because it teaches them responsibility, and it teaches them that they should be aware of their siblings and what they are doing and things like that. I think that it's important. But now let's switch. On the financial side, on the support side, why do you think that, or no, has it ever hurt you that maybe the support wasn't there that you needed, but if you were a woman, it would look different?
Yeah, sometimes you think about that sometimes, especially if you ever going through something, any major problems, which we all do at some point. Um, you kind of think about it a little bit. You probably would get more, you know, people on board to step up, and or even you'll feel maybe less shameful because as a man you're looked at a certain way and you don't want to come out and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, because maybe you're gonna think gonna make you look weak. So you're not gonna come out and say what you're struggling with, or sometimes you're not gonna say exactly if you need help in a way. You're gonna be quiet sometimes, but if you do, you feel shameful, and then people shame you, like, okay, you should be doing this or you should be doing that, or what are you not doing right? And it's never just let me help you.
Either I can help or I can't.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You get shamed and you get to talk and you get to speech, like, okay, what are you gonna do for this not to happen again? Okay, how did you get in this position? You got to explain yourself 30,000 ways in order to justify you getting the help in hand. And yeah, sometimes it is frustrating because I'm not God, motherfucker. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm not Jesus Christ, what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for you, just like it's hard for me. I mean, it's hard for me too. Like, just I'm a man. That makes it easier. That makes it easier for me to. I get it. Women, like, I start looking at it myself differently. For women, like, that been single mothers all these years with 5 and 6 kids, like, I give y'all 2 salutes with both hands. Both of these motherfuckers, like that. I don't see how a lot of y'all have done that. 5 or 6 kids, raising them by yourself. That shit it's really powerful. It's really, really powerful. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
most of them get help. They get Section 8, food stamps, child care. Most of them get something. These bitches be capping.
True.
They be capping like they be lying. And
Yeah.
I don't think that you should, because then maybe it's another mother watching you that needs help that you can help. It is what it is. I don't think you should be ashamed, because it's there in case you need help. Unless you're not doing something you're supposed to. Maybe that's why you're doing it. But
Right.
they be getting help. That's what I'm saying. A lot more fathers struggle different. They struggle in areas, but to your point, even if they go to try to get some of these things, they're asked different questions than what a woman is asked.
Yeah. Definitely. 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 It's a different feeling. It's definitely a different feeling. Being a man with all across the board with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm glad you kind of brought this up today. A lot of these things, like you said, is not talked about, and people don't really care about it, and which pushed me to write, the TV series that I wrote, single parent shit. Um, it's going to be talking about all these issues, all these different scenarios of single parents and what they go through, and what the kids go through as a result of single parent shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the kids are raised differently. I've witnessed it my whole life. I can count on a half of a hand how many other niggas that I grew up with had a father. I was one of the only ones. You know what I'm saying? And it explains the reason why I'm different in ways. You know what I'm saying? Because I had that and they didn't. And you know, you could become like you said earlier, you could be a single parent for many different reasons. For a relationship that didn't work out, for a parent that died, for a parent that got locked up, for a parent that's in the military. Yes, that's shipped off most 9 months out of the year. That's pretty much a single parent.
Yep.
Um, you know what I'm saying? It's different scenarios, different situations that happen that cause people to become single parents. So I think all of the stories need to be told, because those of you are in the trenches doing what you gotta do as a single parent. I just want to give all y'all a hug. I do. I just want to hug every motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? So it's that pushed me to write the TV series. Not to do no advertisement, let y'all know we film.
No, go ahead.
Hey,
It belongs here.
you know what I'm saying? We film it. We film it. The beginning in October. You know what I'm saying? It starts in October. It's been a long process of writing, getting production together, doing all these things, but we are filming and getting it started. And you guys will see us on that big screen, one of those networks, Netflix, Hulu, something. Y'all gonna see us on something and see what the fuck I'm talking about, because I'm trying to put it down for the single parent. So I'm glad we brought this topic up today, because I'm so passionate about it. I got so many different stories.
It's good.
Yes, it's a treat, y'all. It's a treat. Y'all gotta fuck with it.
Mhm. So, the other thing about parenting, dear ladies, just because that man not with you, if he's still helping to take care of his children financially, being there physically, you're not a single parent. You are single co-parenting.
Thank you. It's a difference. It's a motherfucking difference. I'm gonna tell you that.
You think they're gonna come for me? They're gonna come for me.
Oh, they gonna come for you, but you just telling the truth, because it is a difference. If you're still receiving help, whether it's physical help or monetary help, you're a co-parent. You're not a single parent. It's a difference. Single parents are pretty much the only parents that's doing all of the heavy lifting, that's responsible for everything, day-to-day operations, financially, emotionally. You're responsible for everything. A kid gets sick at school, you could be in
They're
the middle
looking
of
at you.
shift. They're calling you to come get the kid from school. Okay? If a kid needs you to take them somewhere after school to get something for a project, it's on you. That's what a single parent is. A single parent don't have the other option. So let's draw the line between single parent and co-parent. Let's stop the cat. Stop the cat.
Because they just be so stressed out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know you stressed out like every other parent. Right. At what point? And then, like, parents start thinking about some of the things you say in front of your children. Like, because I promised you, I've never seen I've never seen them do it and then make themselves and then come here. I've never seen them do that. Never. Right. Like, you had them on purpose. So when you had them, like, they don't owe you. And equally, you don't owe them everything on the planet. You're not God. But they definitely don't owe you anything but respect and things like that. So when they hear you, or it's a struggle raising you, or it shouldn't be a struggle because you opted for it. It's a privilege. It's an honor. It's a blessing, because it's power in the tongue, right? So if they always hear that everything attached to their name is not good, there's some that I run across that started to wonder, like, did you really want me, or did you want a baby with my dad? Because those are two different things. You only wanted me if I came with my dad, or you only wanted me if I came with my mom. But now that, because it's dads that walk away because the woman's no longer with them. And there are women that walk away for, I didn't sign up for this, it's too hard. Some of y'all need track shoes. And then you go out there and wonder, like, why does this stuff keep happening to me? I don't know. Because you're always running, but you want everybody to slow down, cater for you, pat you on the back. Parenting is a thankless job. Let me tell you why it's a thankless job. Because it's a voluntary job. It's also a blessing and amazing and all of those things. And some people want you to share in the struggle, but if your child makes it in the NBA, everybody that helped that child get there, not just you, do you turn around and say, oh, let's all get a house? No, you don't. You want to know why? Because the people that volunteer to help are just happy they can make that happen for that child. So in the same way, if you have to endure the growing pains of parenting, just the regular things, not when it's hard, you don't get a medal for that.
Thank you.
Because you asked for that. Like, that's like saying, I'm a grown ass woman, I pay my bills. Because I have to live with somewhere. I'm a grown ass woman, I keep food on the table. Because I'm fat and I like to eat.
You have to eat, right?
That's minimal, right? Those things you do extra, those are the things that God will bless you for if you don't become cocky and thank yourself. If you do it yourself, he's not going to do it either because you already did it. So it's just like, calm down, calm down, calm down. You don't get an award for that. Everybody doesn't get an award.
Come on.
And let me tell you something that women do that men don't do as well. Something that women do is when they are angry, they talk in front of their children more about the father because they are dedicated to letting that child know that their father ain't shit. But it is so many ain't shit bitches, and I ain't heard these men say. I've heard them say it in a grown-up space, but never with the kids even on the property. You want to make sure that the kid don't even run into that conversation. No. Never on social media do I see men in the timeline saying things like that. Never any backhanded comments. When it's time for Mother's Day, it's not happy Mother's Day to all the women out there who do take care of their kids and ain't walking on hope. But on Father's Day is happy Father's Day to all the men out there doing what you're supposed to do and not being no sorry ass motherfucker. That's not a compliment. Y'all calm down. I'll be like, this is like dangerous.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of that.
If Bitter was a person, it would be single, for real single mothers who had babies by men that they knew wasn't shit. So take your baby and be happy. Because some do. There are some that be like, I knew that nigga wasn't shit. I did it because I love him and I know he's not a psychopath. Or I knew that he wouldn't be in my way. Or whatever it is, they own it. Like, stop being so angry. It's showing.
Yes, that's super wild. That's the wildest thing for me. Like, it kills me when some women will get a nigga that got, no shade to niggas with multiple baby mamas if you're taking care of, but they'll get a nigga that got 3 kids by 3 different women and they'll be the 4th. And then when shit hits the fan, they want to talk about this nigga like a dog. Oh, he ain't shit. Bitch ass nigga ain't doing this. Yada, yada, yada. Like, did you not get with him? And he had 3 kids by 3 women and he not taking care of them? You thought your kid was that special? You thought.
Brother, let me tell you what happens. These niggas be lying. They be like, oh, I would love to be a father, but she won't let me see my kids. All she wants is child support. Oh, I just love them. And that's why I be saying, if you don't have receipts, because that was the story for my ex. And guess what I got to see? Paperwork. Because I was at some of them court dates because he was going to court. Right. If it's true, you will be able to see it. You will see that man is still trying. Y'all out here and y'all I'm with you. But the woman hears it. Some of y'all know it's not true. And y'all like, oh, cool. I ain't got to deal with they ass. Because you happy you don't have to deal with the kids, not realizing that's going to be your kid one day, stupid. But yours is better, right? Your kid is more important than somebody else's. I keep trying to tell the people. Your child is important to you. Your child is God's gift to earth to you. Other people, if they got to choose between their kids and yours, them and you, fuck your kids.
Fuck your kids, straight up. All the time. All the way
through. Right? I mean, hell, that's what people do. Everybody don't make it equal. They're lying. They're lying.
Right.
So?
The cap. It's complete cap. That's definitely the truth.
You know so you picked it, boo. That's what we're trying to tell you. Even with the ones that lied, you didn't check. So you still accountable. And that's what we're talking about. Women don't take accountability because you don't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not. I understand, there's some men out there. There's definitely some men out there. They got a kid by this woman that's not letting them see him and all this other stuff. But when you get a dude that got 3, 4, 5, 6 kids by 3, 4, 5, 6 different women, all them women ain't doing that. That's your ass. So, and like you said, so when a woman becomes a sixth baby mama or the fifth baby mama or the seventh baby mama, that's on you. You made that choice to get in this situation knowing that this nigga wasn't taking care of none of his kids. You thought for some reason that your coochie was golden and it was gonna produce a golden nugget. It's gonna be the golden child, no Eddie Murphy, and this child was gonna be treated way better than the other kids, and your ass got molded, and now you bitter. Like, get off me! Stop playing! Stop playing with your boy.
Jesus in Jerusalem. Oh my, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I can't. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. I can't. I'm done. So my closing statement. This nigga said golden child. Give me the knife.
Please.
Please. That's why I could not say all I can hear. Jesus.
That's that shit.
But let me tell you, this is gonna be my advice. If you have, so my last compliment, I got a compliment and then two pieces of advice. The compliment is, the last one is, kudos also to fathers that walk into a household and their child sits in a household where there are siblings, and anything that you do for those other children, if you see it, it is not your responsibility. You are not a bad person if you cannot do it, or if you won't go broke to do it. It's not your responsibility. And I know it's tough, and I know that the world judges you, but there are some of us that don't. The logic in that is you're responsible for yours. Even if you walk in with McDonald's, I'm sorry. That's why you got to explain to your kids that some things will be different. It's times my sister came in with different stuff than me, and I didn't care. That other person isn't responsible, whether they can afford it or not. That's not for you to tell them what to do. That's just reality. It's a casualty of the parents' decisions. So be mindful of your decisions. And then, because I don't know too many women, like, you know, I have extra rooms here because I have stepsons, but if I had a baby, I'm pretty sure my baby wouldn't have a room at either of their houses. So just want to throw that out there. Anywho, that is that. And then the advice is, if you have children and they have multiple, you got multiple baby daddy situation, multiple baby mama situation from birth, from the time you push, actually from the time you find out you're pregnant or you both are pregnant, get an insurance policy. Get one for your child, so that whatever this person has at work or whatever that looks like, that will be extra Social Security, things like that. But it alleviates having to fight. It alleviates not knowing what's there. And it's a responsibility that you have to your child. Just do it. Then yours will have their own, and it won't need to be no issue. That's financially responsible, and you owe it to them. Okay. And then the last thing is, your child ain't that damn special to the world.
At all.
Okay. But they are to you. And you will owe them everything that you have in your heart. But you also owe it to them to be realistic and not make them believe that the world revolves around them. Because when they get out into the world, or you want to do things like, if you're not married, get married, date, whatever it is that you want, say no. They're not able to receive those things. And I believe that's a contributor for why some of these kids are shooting up schools and shit. Because they don't know. What do you mean you don't want to play with me? Not that they're both, you don't want to play with me. That's a problem. It really is. And that comes with making your child think the world revolves around them. That's not doing them a justice at all. You're actually hurting them. So those are my pieces of advice. and my compliment as well. So, my brother will close out the show.
That's facts. So I'm gonna jump on men and women for a second because it's about these kids at the end of the day. Let me jump on women. Women, stop being bitter over the decision you made to open your legs without a condom and letting a nigga bust inside of you and get you pregnant. Stop being bitter. If these fathers are willing, it don't matter what he did. It don't matter if he cheated on you with 50 women. So what? And it don't matter if he slept with your sister. If he's trying to be a father to his child, let him. Okay? Because the kids is growing up all fucked up with all these problems because parenting, let's do some math here. It was meant to be a two-person job. There's a Y chromosome and an X chromosome that creates the child. Okay, so the child needs its nourishment from the mother, and it needs its nourishment and growth from the father. Unless the child has a less chance of being fucking normal. So let's stop preventing these willing fathers that are trying to be in their life. Let's stop being bitter. Let's stop being stupid, and let these children have their fathers in their lives. Let's cut the bullshit. Men, y'all ain't off the hook. Let's get on y'all motherfuckers now. Okay? Just because this woman ain't giving you no pussy no more, don't mean that you get to stop being a father. Just because she ain't doing what you want her to do or moving how you want her to move, don't mean you get to walk away. Let's stop seeing your kids every other week. I don't care what the court order is. They need your presence more than that. Fathers, do y'all realize y'all presence, especially in the Black community, is the difference in what a kid is going to be? Your lack of presence is why these kids are growing up so fucked up, because you guys are not there. These fatherless boys, these boys we complain about, these ain't shit niggas, and these niggas that just fucked up. I guarantee you, 95% of them did not have a father. If you guys were there, these fuck niggas we talk about wouldn't exist. Okay? So let's be there. Let's do better, especially for the next generation. If this one is lost, and let's take accountability to our decisions. I did. Everybody needs to do that. And check out single parent shit coming soon, because we're gonna be exposing all this shit. It's single parent shit. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. You can see the link to the crowdfunding campaign for the show. You can read about the synopsis and everything. You know, follow Melanin Madam, like, subscribe, share, and come back with us next week, because we're gonna be on fire the rest of the year.
I would like to say Jesus did it, because it didn't go out not one time. High five.
Yes. Ah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. I hope you all had an amazing Father's Day. And to the ladies that got to celebrate with your father of your children, I hope you had an amazing time too. So that is up from us. We'll see you next week, and good night. Don't forget to wear a condom if you don't like him or her.
The fuck out.
Jesus, bye.